Welcome to Section 7, where we'll look at relating fractions, decimals, and percents. Now, we already looked at fractions and decimals, so what is a percent? Well, percent means per 100. So if I have a flat here with 100 blocks, and 27 of those 100 blocks were shaded, we can express that as 27%. So 27 out of the 100 blocks are shaded. Now, when do we use percents? You may see them all the time while out shopping. Stores may advertise sales and discounts like 85% off, or when you're calculating the total amount of your purchase, many times you have to pay a sales tax, which is a certain percentage. Interest rates are also used in banking. When you're either borrowing money for, say, a loan or a mortgage, the bank charges you a percentage of the amount you borrow. Or even if you're investing money, like in RSPs and such, they pay you a certain percentage. If you hear about inflation in the news, that's often expressed as a percent. Or even when providing some stats in media, they may provide the data in terms of a percentage. So it's important to get a good understanding of percents as they are commonly used in everyday life. So now let's compare some percents to fractions to get a better understanding. So here's a number line that starts at 0 and goes to 1, with benchmarks of 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4. So if I were to place percentages on this number line, 1 would correspond with 100%. 1 is a whole, so when we talk about 100%, that includes all. 50% is half. 0% corresponds with 0. So now between 0 and 50%, that is 25%, and 3/4 is 75%. So now let's look at an example of how this could be handy to know. Well, let's say a survey was done, and it was discovered that 25% of the class have 2 siblings. Now, if there are 28 students in the class, how many of those students have 2 siblings? Well, if you know that 25% is 1/4, then you can easily divide 28 by 4 to get the answer of 7 students. Now let's look at this number line. This time we have it broken into tenths. We have 1/10, 2/10. Now 2/10 can reduce to 1/5. Then we have 3/10. 4/10 is 2/5, and so on. So again, 1 being 100%, and this being broken into 10 equal segments means 1/10 corresponds with 10%, 20% is 1/5, 30%, 40%, and so on. So if you were to find 10% of something, then we can easily work that out because all we need to do is divide by 10. And then from there, finding 20% would be easy as well, because you can find 10% and then just double it. So in this section, we aim to move comfortably between fractions, decimals, and percents. In the next video, we're going to practice converting percents to fractions a little more.